greetings from Australia and welcome back to our channel. My name is Ruth and I am an Australian legal practitioner here based in Australia. And it is my passion to help my clients obtain Australian visas. Well, in today's video, I would like to share with you information about the GTI program stream on how to find the right Australian nominator. And specifically, 3 tips on finding the right nominator. Now, please do not treat the contents of this video as legal advice because we assess each case on a case-by-case basis. But I trust that the contents of this video will help you as you pursue your Australian immigration venture. Well, without further ado, how to find the most appropriate nominator for your GTI visa. Now, as some of you might have already know, finding an Australian nominator or having an Australian nominator is actually a mandatory criteria. So you have to have an Australian nominator in order to be successful in your GTI visa pursuit. Without a nominator, your application will be refused. So make sure you have the right nominator, okay? So how to find the right nominator? So the first tip is this. The person must be an Australian permanent resident or citizen, or it could also be an Australian organization. So if you have a friend who is very much well-versed in a similar area, you can actually ask them if they would actually endorse you. But in my view, I feel like it is better to ask someone who is a professional who has actually known you in the professional capacity. For example, a colleague who has worked with you or an international colleague who's worked with you on several projects before, because this person could actually say a lot more about you, especially if they have worked with you before. And the other person or organization is that immigration will accept if it's an Australian-based organization that's reputable in the same field as you. You can also ask them if they would nominate you. Now, some professions, I believe, unfortunately, it is not available. Like the organizations in your field will probably not do a nomination. I mean, you can ask them for favor, but some of them won't, but some will. So you just have to know which organization that's really relevant to your sector in the 7 target areas, and reach out and say, hey, you know, my name is this, and here is my credential. I would really like to apply for an Australian visa. Can you please help me out? Okay, so if you can find a reputable organization to vouch for you, then your chances of success will definitely increase. So that's the first thing. The person or the organization has to be in an Australian organization or an Australian citizen or permanent resident. Second tip, the person or the organization must be in the same field as you. So it can't just be anyone, it can't just be any organization. It has to be in the same field as you because that's where immigration puts you to test. See, for the person or the organization to endorse you, they have to know what they're talking about. Okay, so for example, if they're specializing in the agricultural technology sector, and that's your specialty, and they look at your achievements, they look at your track record, they say, well, you know, you've got exceptional track record, outstanding achievement, you've created all these patents, you've had all these publications, and they actually read your materials. So if they're also in that sector, they can actually vouch for you. They can actually say, yes, we do believe that this person is very, very much well-versed in this particular area. For that reason, immigration only accepts nominators who are actually in the same field as you. Okay, so don't ask a nominator who is, you know, maybe in a different field. Like, for example, I'm a lawyer, so instead of asking a lawyer about space manufacturing, I have no idea about space manufacturing. You know, all I do is, you know, I help my clients with expression of interest and getting visas. But I can't say much about space manufacturing because I will have no idea what you're talking about, and I'll probably just say, yeah, that's really, really amazing. So, but my words will not have any credibility because I don't know the area. Okay, so it only makes sense that immigration will require your Australian nominator to be in the same field as you. And again, it can be a person or an Australian organization. Number 3, this person or organization must also be highly skilled or internationally recognized. Okay, now this is especially important if it is a person whom you're asking for. So if they're so for example, if they're holding a particular role in a company in IT sector, okay, it would be appropriate for them to sponsor if they're also holding, like, say, senior roles. They've created patents, published journals, worked on some of the most amazing projects. They've dealt with projects internationally, etc. So they have to be outstanding like you, okay, like pretty much on par, equal, or even higher, with a greater achievement than you. So it's really important that you know who the right person is. You might have to ask them. You might have to ask around and say, hey, do you actually have all these qualifications? Because what we normally do is when we submit the expression of interest and the visa, we will actually talk about the nominator. We'll actually provide independent evidence about the nominator to say that this person is actually very much well versed in this area, and for that reason their words are credible and they can vouch for you. So those are the 3 tips as to finding the right nominator. Very, very important. So I hope that the video was helpful today. And if you have any questions about GTI, expression of interest, or the Distinguished Talent Visa process, please don't hesitate to contact us on the email address below. And otherwise, I just want to thank you for your time in watching this video, and I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.